Hello there, and thank you for joining us at Why Don't We Know This for another lesson. Today we are discussing the concept of debt. What is debt? It means something, usually money, that is owed or due. When most people hear the word debt, they think of negative things. Mainly because that is the perception we are given from our family and friends and the media. Debt is bad, but if it's so bad, why do so many successful businesses and smart people have so much of it? For example, Facebook has $11 billion in debt. Amazon has a debt pile of 24 billion. And beating both of those, Apple has a debt pile of over $100 billion. And the United States of America, the largest economy in the world, 27 trillion. So you must start to wonder, why do some of the best known companies on the planet and literally every country have debt if it's so bad? Is it because these unicorns of the business world, with their captains of industry and workforces filled with some of the brightest minds to come out of the finest institutions of higher education in the world, don't know how to put their credit cards down? Unlikely. More likely is that used to your advantage, debt can be a tool which actually assists you in achieving your goals if used intelligently and responsibly. Examples of debt? The credit card. A mortgage, which tends to be the largest debt people have through their entire life. Student loans taken to finance higher education. Most people can't afford the upfront costs, so they take a loan to fund it instead. Let us use a really simple, real-world example of how you can make debt work positively for you. A friend comes to you and asks to borrow $50 and says if you lend it to him, he'll pay you back in 1 week and with $5 on top as a thank you. Now, you don't have any money, but your sister does. As you are a good sibling, she trusts you to pay her back in 1 week, so she gives you the $50, which you then give to your friend. Your friend is in debt to you, but you are also now in debt to your sister. And if your friend doesn't pay you back, how will you pay your sister? Everything is based on trust, and we see this in the real world in the agreements we make with each other. Fortunately, a week later, your friend returns and gives you all the money as promised. You hand the $50 to your sister and keep $5 to yourself. Now you've made money from a situation in which you actually had no money to begin with. Now let's use the example of a mortgage to really hammer home the point. See what I did there? Hammer home the point? I'm here all week, people. You are paying $1,500 per month to rent a property that is worth $100,000. Over a 10-year period, you would have paid $180,000 to the owner. However, if you are able to get a mortgage loan, which is effectively debt where the repayment is $1,250 a month, over the same period, you would have only paid $130,000 to the bank, which is less than you would have paid the rental property owner. But also in that scenario, you would own the property outright, so you would have an asset with value too, so no rent or mortgage payments. This is a very simplified example, but you were able to use good debt to not only save you money, but also to get an asset that has value for you to possess for the future. The keen-eyed among you may have realized that you ended up paying more for the house than it was worth, and this is called negative equity, but that's something we'll address in future. The main takeaway from these two examples is that there is bad debt and good debt. You want to avoid bad debt and take on good debt as long as you can manage it responsibly, because debt can be used as a tool to help you achieve many things in your personal life and in business. For example, take this resort. The owners surely would have taken out a loan from a bank or financial institution to help them get their business started. Even some of the residents here on vacation may have put the cost of it on their credit card to achieve an early discount, knowing that they could pay that back in future. The key is making sure you use debt responsibly and that you can pay it back. Otherwise, you'll end up in the poorhouse or with no house.